I get through high school. I go to college, like I mentioned. We go to our first bowl game in 30 years, and it was amazing. But I hit my first bit of adversity physically my freshman year, right off the bat. I come in as an incoming freshman as a 17-year-old. Mm-hmm. I didn't turn 18 until that December, right? So I'd be playing my freshman year, or as in college, essentially, as a 17-year-old, And we're in August, it's training camp, and man, I make this routine play on a toss play to the right side, and I'm sprinting towards the pylon, and I remember Kyle Gallagher, who was the middle linebacker at the time, was also a freshman. We came in at the same time. He's chasing me down, Mm-hmm. And I'm looking and I'm running, and I'm looking. And then finally, I just kind of dive into the end zone. Like, I know after a certain time, like, okay, I've got to step on it. I've got to step on it. I'm going to get in. And so, I just go in and dive. I dove in the end zone, touchdown. We're doing a scrimmage. This is training camp. Mm-hmm. And this is the latter part of it, so we're a little bit later in August. And we're jumping around, we're celebrating, Easy, right? Everything's normal, I go to the sideline, and I'm like, feels kind of weird, but yeah, it's like just my toe, it's like it's nothing crazy. The next running back, it's his turn, I'm sure by the time it's my turn again, I'll be fine. But for whatever reason, being stagnant, like standing on the sideline, like made it worse. So I'm like, maybe I need to warm up again or something like that. So it's my turn to get back on the field, and just as the scrimmage was going, this was a long scrimmage. Now that I think about it, like, geez, how long were we out there? But it kept getting worse and worse. Yeah. And like, even watching it on film, watching practice on the film after practice, this limp just started getting worse and worse and worse. And so, scrimmage is over. I remember sitting on the sidelines. I'm on the bench. I'm just chilling, high-fiving, hey, great job. And, I take my cleats off because the cleats are like, they're hurting my foot now. I get up, I try to walk. Can't walk. It even hurts to have a sock on. Even a sock was too much pressure, And so, we're doing all these tests, and we're not finding anything, significant that can explain what's going on. I tried to play. The season starts. We're in week 3 against Wyoming, and we're doing everything. I've got a bigger cleat on my right foot than my left, and we've got it padded up and taped around, and we're doing everything. And I think back, and I'm like, why we're trying to do this while I'm a 17-year-old freshman, I don't know. We're acting like we're getting ready for the Super Bowl or something like that.
It's important.
I know I had a lot of potential, but geez, And so, I remember we ran a power play to the right. I make a sharp cut. Really not a sharp cut, but a violent, cut. Those holes open and close real quickly, and it was over. It was just whatever was the little bit that was holding on, it was done.
Yeah,
that was it. And it took a long time to figure out what was up. That was in September, week 3, October essentially goes by. And we don't really get a diagnosis until November. I had to go to Salt Lake City to see a specialist, and he says, you tore the capsule at the bottom of your big toe. There's a ligament there that connects, and and he goes, and I'm 17, and he goes, listen, my job is to be honest, with my patients, and he says, I can put this back together. I can sew it back together. But I can't guarantee you're ever going to be able to play football again. This thing has a higher percentage of ripping apart again than staying together. And that just ripped me apart. Oh yeah. As a 17-year-old kid, I said, are you kidding me? I'm supposed to be Barry Sanders. I'm supposed to be Barry Sanders. Yep. I wanted to go to college. I used to tell people in high school, I said, look, I'm going to get a scholarship, I'm going to play for 3 years, and I'm going to go to the league. boom, and I'm going to be Barry Sanders.
Yep.
That was like my ultimate goal.
It's the path.
You know, that was it.
Yep.
And right off the bat, it's like, first of all, not only did I get injured, I've never been hurt before. I thought I was invincible. But you're going to tell me that you don't think I can even play ever again? That's not acceptable, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I took that, and it crushed me at first, but it inspired me, you know, mostly. And, you know, long story short, you know, here I am, you know, getting ready for year 9 of the NFL, playing pro football. But with anything, especially like in sports, a reaction is so important. And I was able to learn that at a young age. When really great things happen, you win a championship, or you break a record, or you have an amazing catch, or whatever it is, how you respond is the most important thing. That's why coaches, when you're young, they don't really say this too much in pro football, but when you're young, they always say the most important play is the next play. You know, that the last play is already over.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
You know, we got more stuff to do. You know,
Exactly.
And so how you respond is most important, and it's the same on the other side. When something not so great happens, and you're hit with a little bit of adversity, the response is the most important thing. And so, you know, I kept my mind on being Barry Sanders, and you know, I think that's important, because your mentality is really going to tell the story. You know, it's going to, you know, there's a quote that says, whether you know, think you're good or not, you're right.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
Yeah.
whatever you
100%.
think.
Yep. I love that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
whatever you think is
Yeah.
is going to be true. And so yeah, I never allowed my mind to be like injured, you know?
Yep.
Like
Yep.
my foot was injured.
Yep.
And we had surgery, and I got like super drugged up for the first time, which is a whole nother story for another time. First surgery ever, you know. I was acting pretty weird.
Yeah.
But we got through it. And how did I get through that? And all my other injuries was mentality. Like the mentality that no matter what roadblock is up against me right now, I'm going to surpass it, and I'm going to come out better from it.
Yeah.
And that's why after each injury, that was my first one. I tore my ACL a couple years later. I had bilateral hip surgery in 2014. You know, that the surgeries were, I think they were like 15 days apart, you know, which is abnormal. That's
Yeah.
not something
Yeah.
you see. a
Right.
lot.
No.
No.
Mentality is huge.
Even in that year, that hip surgeries were not that was relatively new. Like the procedures were not all that so arthroscopic, I'm assuming, and that was
Right.
relatively new in the process. That's really awesome to
Yeah.
come back from that and go through that. I think that concept of how you respond, I think, is everything, right? Is when you're faced with challenge, whether it be injury or whatever the challenge is in life. There's some great stuff on that. It's not so much what happens to you, but it's how do you react to it?
Absolutely.
And what is it? What's your perspective, and how do you go on and make improvements from it, or how do you learn from it? You know?
Absolutely. Yeah.